All right, we've been talking about systems of equations, and today we're going to look at the application of those by using word problems to write a system and then solve. So what we need to do is define your two variables. Step 2, write a system of equations. Step 3, solve the system. And then step 4, answer it. So make sure you go back and answer it with your ordered pair. All right, so we're not going to look at all of these. There's about 20 examples. We're going to go through a couple to get started, and then we're just going to look at maybe the even problems. So let's look at number 1 to get started. All right, the first thing we want to do is define our two variables. So when looking at this, it says the sum of two numbers. So let's call x number 1 and y number 2. Now you can use any variables you want. I'm just going to stick to x and y to keep it kind of quick and simple. And now we're just going to write an equation, write a system of equations. So the sum, that means we're going to add two numbers. So we're going to add x plus y. Is, in math, is means equal. So that equals 30. All right, and their difference, okay, that means we're going to subtract. We added the first time, and their difference is 12. So is, again, is equal. And the difference of these two numbers is 12. All right, now we have a system of equations, so we can solve like we've done before. Since all the coefficients are 1, we can look at the sign. Since I have a plus and a minus here, I can add these two equations together and quickly eliminate my y's. So x plus x is 2x. 30 plus 12 is 42. So x is 21. All right, then we have to plug that back in to find our other number. So we're going to plug in 21 to one of our first two equations. So we can take this number here and plug it in. So I'm going to have 21 plus y is equal to 30. Subtract 21. So y equals 30 minus 21, or 9. All right, then it said answer the question. So we have x and y. What does that mean? So x is our first number. So 21 is number 1. And 9 is our second number. All right, number 2 is very similar. It says the sum of two numbers. So we're going to have x and y again. This just lets you, this makes it easy to go back and answer the question at the end if you define your variables to start with. So the sum of two numbers, so x plus y equals 24, again means equals, and their difference, that's subtraction, x minus y equals 2. All right, again, the y's will eliminate. I've got 2x is equal to 24. Divide by 2. X is 12, and then I'm going to plug that back in and solve. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to add these. Let me back up just a second here. All right, 24 plus 2 is 26. Divide by 2. That is 13. So x is 13, and then I have to solve for y. So I'm going to plug 13, take 13 here, and I'm going to plug it in for x. So I'm going to have 13 plus y equals 24. Subtract 13, y equals 11. All right, so x is my first number. So my first number is 13. And my second number is my y value. So 11 is my second number. All right, you can always plug these in quickly to check them. 13 plus 11 is 24. And the difference, 13 minus 11, is 2. So those check out. All right, again, since there's a lot of these, we're going to look at mostly the even problems so that we can get through them. All right, so it says the sum of two numbers. So we've got x and y. We've got our two numbers again. And the sum of two numbers is 36. So we can say x plus y is 36. Then it says twice the first number. So the first number is x. So twice means two times. The first number minus the second number, which is y, equals 6. All right. Again, our y's will eliminate if we add these two equations together. So add those together. X plus 2x is 3x. 36 plus 6 is 42. All right, 3 goes into 4 one time. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So x is 14. All right, again, we're just going to plug it in up here. Since x is 14, I can plug that in here. So I'm going to have 14 plus y equals 36. Subtract 14. Y equals 3 minus 1 is 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. So x is 14, y is 22. So that means our first number, 14, is number 1, or our first number, and 22 is the second number. All right, moving down to number 6, it says the sum of two numbers is 25. So again, we're going to define two numbers, our first number and our second number. So the sum, that means addition. So x plus y equals 25 is equals. One number is twice, so we're going to say number 1. The first number is twice, so x is comes first this time. So x is twice the second number plus 7. So twice again means two times. The second number is y plus 7. All right, so this one's set up just a little bit different, but you can quickly rearrange that, and that way it will kind of be lined up. So let's rewrite this as x plus y equals 25. And then let's move the 2y to the other side by subtracting. So I'm going to have x is already on this side. I'm going to subtract 2y. So my variables are lined up. And then I'm going to leave my 7 where it's at. All right, so now I'm going to have to subtract the second equation, and my x's will eliminate. So if I subtract here, so let's subtract. That means I add here, and it means I subtract here. All right, so x plus negative x eliminates. This time I'm going to eliminate my x's. So I've got y plus 2y is 3y. And then I've got 25 minus 7, or 18. So y equals 6. And then I've got to plug that back in to find x. So if I go up here, this time I've got y. So I'm going to say x plus 6 is 25. Subtract 6. X equals 19. So my first number, so 19 is number 1, and 6 is number 2. All right, now we're going to move to number 8. The cost of 12 oranges and 7 apples is $5.36. 8 oranges and 5 apples cost $3.68. Find the cost of each. All right, so we're going to define our variable. So our variables are x and y. So x is going to be oranges, and y will be apples. All right, it says the cost of 12 oranges and means add, so 12x plus 7 apples means equals $5.36. 8 oranges, okay, 8x and plus 5 apples cost $3.68. Find the cost of each. So in this case, well, I put A instead of Y, but apples are my Y. So let's go back and put a Y here. You can use O's and A's. O's would look like a 0, so that'd be kind of confusing, but you can use different numbers there. It doesn't matter. All right, so X's and Y's. X's are oranges, Y's are apples. All right, so find the cost of each. So we need to look 12, 8, 7, and 5. So none of these numbers are going to automatically eliminate. All right, and it's not really set up for substitution. So we do want to eliminate because that would be the easiest, but we're going to have to multiply in order to do that. All right, so if I multiply in order to do that, what I'm going to do is say 12 and 8 both go into 24 evenly. These both go into 35. It depends on which variable you want to eliminate, but I'm going to look at just my x's. So if I multiply the top here by 2, the whole equation by 2, that's going to make my x's 24. All right, I want to multiply something by 8 to make this negative 24, because 24 and negative 24 will cancel. That'll eliminate, which is what I want. So 8 times negative 3 will make my x's eliminate. All right, so I'm going to rewrite these equations after I multiply, and you're going to multiply the whole thing all the way across. So I'm going to have 24x. 2 times 12x is 24x. 2 times 7 is 14y. Equals, and I have to multiply the $5.36 by 2 as well, and that's $10.72. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on the second equation, except I'm going to multiply everything by negative 3. So negative 3 times 8 is negative 24x. Negative 3 times 5y is negative 15y. And negative 3 times 3.68 is a negative $11.04. All right, now when I add these two equations together, my x's eliminate, which means I can solve for y. So 14 minus 15 is negative 1y is equal to, and then I have to add the 1072 minus the 1104. So that's going to give me negative 32 cents. I need a y, not negative y, so I'm going to divide by negative 1 to get rid of that negative. So y equals 32 cents. Plus, I couldn't have a negative amount of money either. So when I divide by negative 1, that gives me 32 cents. Okay, so we found y. Now we have to find x. So we're going to plug back into one of these original equations. So let's just go to this second one here. And let's take 8 times x plus 5 times y. We're going to plug in 32 cents for y because we already found y. And that's got to equal $3.68. All right, so 8x plus 5 times 32 cents is $1.60. And then subtract $1.60. So you're going to have 8x, this cancels, equals 368 minus 160 is 208. And divide both sides by 8. So x equals 26 cents. So now it's important to know which one's apples and oranges because this one actually had specific things. So this one says oranges are x. So this says that 26 cents per orange and 32 cents her